The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations has given us plenty to talk about, from the Cameroon's historic title win to Malawi's remarkable run to the final and Nigeria's disappointing exit and failure to qualify for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. Well, to take us through some of these key moments and take a closer look at the tournament from the ground, yes, right there from Morocco, we're joined by a sports photojournalist, Justina Anifiok, who has been in Morocco and just covered the just concluded 2026 Wafcon. Oh, Justina, welcome to the show.
Hi, Amara. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm struggling to hear you a bit. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, welcome to the show, Justina. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. It's good to have you on the show. Just now, love us to go right into it. We just saw that the 2026 Wafcon has just been concluded. We saw Cameroon, surprising one, Cameroon defeating debutant Malawi in that final. Coming from you, Justina, what would you say are the moments that stood out for you at this 2026 Wafcon in Morocco?
Yeah, like the lesser team that we thought could not even do anything, that did not even qualify rightly, like them being the defending champion. I think that was an amazing part for me and sweet experience for me, because no teams are underdogs anymore. Everybody can see that women football is growing in every part of African country, and which is a good one. So for me, Cameroon being the defending champion for this year 2026 WAFCON is one of my biggest moments, watching them, seeing the girls, seeing the goalkeeper and everything. It's a good one, good one.
You said well. Congratulations to Cameroon on that one. But I wouldn't want us to take. Well, I wouldn't want to take us back. But one thing before the final, we saw what happened to the Super Falcons, sad one, not qualifying for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil, and also not defending their title. But I would love us to talk about that a little bit. Justina, from you, how would you assess the Super Falcons' overall campaign at the 2026 Wafcon?
Yeah, you're talking about campaign. You cannot compare 2025 Wafcon to this year's Wafcon. You see, before they started the tournament, there was a campaign and there was this hashtag Mission X. And you see the Mission X, they know that they are going on a mission to defend and also to get the trophy for the 10th time, of which it was so possible. And you can see how people rally around the girls, sports journalists, even their fan base at home and their family. But this year, I don't know what went wrong. Like lack of friendly games, preparations, all those international windows, they were unable to utilize them, and I don't know what is going on. But for me, I won't say that affected the team, of which we all know it affected the team. But sometimes football can be very, very, very funny. And you understand, we are Nigerians, we know what is going on. And for me, I just say it was not the best tournament for the girls. And for them not qualifying for 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup is also something that's is a shocker. It's a shocker to everyone. And it's also affecting these players, because a lot of them online, they're being dragged and some of them deactivated their account. And it's also affecting most of these players' mental health and all that. But for me, I would say the problem is from the federation, and also I don't know to apportion blames for both. Because I feel if the federation has come out with a lot of friendly matches, preparation, I'm not sure this will happen. If we can't defend the title, at least we should just qualify for the World Cup.
Well, that's an interesting one. I had you early on the show, if you remember, during the group stage phase, and we had conversations on it. And it's really sad to see how this ended up turning out for the Super Falcons and all of that. We saw that the NFF, they set up a committee to investigate how things can move forward for Nigeria and all of that. Before we talk about how to take things forward, tell me, what do you think about this committee, organized by the NFF now? I'm saying that Super Falcons former captain, I mean to say, Desire Obranoze is also in that in that committee. What's your access of this particular committee set up by the NFF right now?
For me, I will say that the committee is a wrong timing. For me, the committee being set up is a wrong timing because the deed has been done already. The girls were unable to qualify and they were unable to defend the title. Before any committee should be set, the committee was meant to be set before they come for this Wafcon. Because I know a lot of them were complaining there are no friendly games. That was when they would have set this committee, not now. Setting this committee, two things has been lost: FIFA World Cup and Wafcon title. So setting committee now, I'm not sure it's going to heal a lot of things. Let's just focus on the under-20 going for the FIFA World Cup and also the under-17. So if this committee can also help checkmate the junior team and just to make sure that the same mistake that occurred should not occur in going forward, and also under-20 and under-17 World Cup. So for me, it's the wrong timing for this committee.
Okay, I totally agree with you. You know, I've had guests on the show before, after this the Super Falcons exit from the Wafcon and the defeats faced against South Africa that did not see us, you know, making it to the international playoffs to see if we could even qualify from the World Cup 2027 from there. We saw that the Super Falcons against Senegal, no proper, you know, as I said, no proper preparation. We only had a friendly against Senegal. We didn't face like proper teams that people expected us to face. But these are all conversations that are already in the past now, like you said. Nothing can be changed except we do something forward. That's the 2026, 2030 World Cup for the men, because the Super Eagles also did not qualify. They didn't make it to the 2026 World Cup in hosted by USA, Mexico, and Canada. But hopefully we see how this turns out going forward. Let's move away from the conversation on the Wafcon a little bit and on the Super Falcons. Let's talk about the Wafcon in general. Morocco, you know, you also covered the 2024-2025 Wafcon, you know. What would you say about the how this particular campaign for this Wafcon was taken, the media hype, you know, the atmosphere in Morocco generally? What would you say about that?
Yeah, for me, like I said, 2022 in FIFA and Women's Wafcon, I was in Morocco. I saw how they did it. It was beautiful. 2025 at the same time too. Everything was beautiful from the airport. You will know that, oh, something is going on. In fact, from CAF social media, you will know that a lot of things is going on. Even when the players arrive, there's this photo shoot that they did for most of the best players in every country. So something like that, the glamour for this year was not really like that. I don't know what is happening to them, but for me, I just feel so just like a normal tournament for me. And also, you know, when the host country did not even make it to the finals, and you know the turn up of fans and all that, we also affect it. But Cameroon fans, they really tried, and we can see all the love. They came out, they tried, even though they were not that much. But from the background, you can hear them singing, chanting the players and all that, which was very good one. That final really made me feel that wow, that there's something going on. And also when Cameroon was playing against Morocco, we can feel the heat from the Moroccan fans and also from the Cameroon fans. But for me, going forward, I'm sure CAF would have seen where they've made mistake and how they can correct it. So for me, it was just like a normal tournament.
Okay, that's very insightful from you, you know, and we hope to see we hope to see the coming tournament, how it gets better. The complaints on, you know, women's football not getting enough recognition, enough media publicity. It's becoming too much and alarming in football, I must tell you honestly, and I totally believe that going forward things would get better and we see how that turns off. But before we go away from the Wafcon conversation, I would like to ask you about the Chawinga sisters. I'm sure you've seen them, you've captured them up front, you've seen how brilliant these girls have been throughout the tournament. We saw that Senwa Chawinga got the golden boots. Tell us, you know, your first-hand thoughts about these girls' performance and their contributions to Malawi getting to the final.
Yes, the most beautiful thing about these two sisters, like I was talking to one of their team media officer. So he said before Malawi came for this tournament, they played 11 friendly games, if I'm not mistaken. And out of these
Wow.
11 friendly games, they lost 10 and they drew 1. And they played most of these matches without these two sisters. And that's to tell you that the preparation was in absence of these two sisters, but they have people that were feeding
Stood
them
on
when
the
they came for the
ground.
main tournament. Fine, they did not win this year WAFCON, but at least their input into this year Wafcon made it very, very beautiful. That this is a message to every girl child and to all parents, African women, African parents, that if you support your children, you give them the necessary guidance and everything, they could turn out to be one of the best tomorrow. You can see them two sisters playing in the same different clubs and also representing their country, and at the same time they are doing well. Each games is either one of them score or the other score. So that's to tell you that that's the beauty part of it, that every parent, every mother, every father should support their girl child, should support their children, regardless of the gender, whatever passion and whatever talent or skills that they have. I believe every parent should be able to back their kids up. And I'm sure the parents did that. I'm sure along the line, the parents did
Yeah.
not. I'm sure when they started, the parents were doubting that this. And at the end of the day, you can see them doing well. They're representing their countries. They're also representing their various clubs too, which is another advantage and eye opener to everyone.
What you said now is really insightful. I believe that the girl child, there's a lot in football, there's different aspects of football where the girl child can perform well and do wonders. It's no longer male dominated as many people would think. And there's something, I would love us to go to our next question, but before that, there's something you mentioned, right? And that leads us to this next question, and for me to wrap up with you today. You talked about something, despite the Chanwinga sisters, their performances and all of that. You mentioned these girls had 11 friendlies. Before the tournament, the Malawi team, 11 friendlies without the Chanwinga sisters. And if you remember, just said that the Super Falcons, if I can count, we played against Senegal, at home at Abeokuta. The Super Falcons barely had... From the Wafcon they played in July 2025, we had less than 4 friendlies to prepare, And that brings me to the next question. What can the NFF do? What do you think should be done now, as we wrap up? Because we've talked about how to make progress. Now it is time to change things, because football is moving. We're seeing now that other African teams, we've seen what happened at the World Cup. We've seen how DR Congo, when they showed, signs, Cape Verde. Now Super Eagles didn't go for the World Cup. The Super Falcons are not going for the World Cup, What should the NFF do going forward? What should the football body of Nigeria do going forward? The NFF, the NSC should do to make sure that Nigerian football makes it back to that global stage, There were times where Super Falcons, Super Eagles, internationally, where FIFA ranking were going up, we're performing well. Now, what do you think we should do that Nigerian football is at this stage? What should be done to see that both the men's team, the women's team, the under-17 goes back to the top level in international football and football at large, Justina?
I don't need to talk much, because to whom much is given, much is expected. You understand? And I'm sure the NFF and the administrators, the NSC, everybody's aware of whatever they are doing, and for good or for bad. And there's nothing I'm going to say here that they will want to buy into my idea. You understand? But there's nothing I will say. There's no words of encouragement.
So you
There's
believe
nothing
a lot has been said already?
A lot has been said already. So that is why I'm saying that to whom much is given, much is expected. You understand? Because now, it's not all about these girls. So don't forget, if you're a leader in any field and you are there, you know the right thing to do and you don't want to do it. At the end of the day, you will always fall back to the people that put you there. And you must be able, you must account for everything you've done. You get? Sometimes the accountability might fail, but it is those people that you've showed kindness, you've used your office to put smiles on their face, they'll be the one to fight for you. So for me, I don't have anything to say to the NFF or NSC, but for me, the only thing I can just say today is, to whom much is given, much is expected, and let everybody just do the right thing.
That was spot on from you, Justina. To whom much is given, much is expected. And I believe that the NFF, can see this and know what to do to make sure that things get better. It's really sad, and it's sad to see Nigerian supporters, journalists like you, go to Morocco, spend a lot to cover this tournament and come back with such performance and all of that. Justina, it's been amazing having you on the show, and I appreciate how much you've told us today, coming from Morocco, and we hope to have you on the show some other time. Thank you for joining us on the show, Justina.
Yeah, and happy birthday to you, Amara Odinaka.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Justina, for joining us on the show. We just had Justina Anifiok join us on the show, sports journalist, sports photojournalist, coming right there from Morocco. And, from the Wafcon, we're now turning our attention to football. We've had conversations on the Wafcon, had conversations with Justina, and now we're going away from football to basketball, where Nigeria's Junior D Tigers have returned from the FIFA Under-18 Women's Afro Basket with a silver medal. Well, the Junior D Tigers put up a strong fight, but lost to Malawi in the final, suffering a second consecutive defeat to the Eagles of Malawi. This is the second time the under-18 team is facing Malawi in the final and losing 2 consecutive times. Well, Malawi took a 26-15 lead in Mali, precisely Mali. I'm still on the Wafcon conversations. But yes, Mali took a 26-15 lead in the first quarter. Nigeria responded in the second, outscoring Mali 115-13 to reduce the deficit to 9 points and trail 39-30 at halftime. Well, the Junior the Tigers matched Mali 13-13 in the third quarter before both teams scored 25 points in the final period. Mali held on for a 77-68 victory to claim a third consecutive title, their third under-18 Afro Basket title. Well, despite the final defeat, Nigeria have already secured a major achievement by booking a ticket to the 2027 FIBA Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup in China. Yes, the Junior the Tigers earned their World Cup place after it had fought 53-50 victory over host Cote d'Ivoire in the semi-final. The team, they'll be joining the Nigerian women's team, the Tigers, who will be going on for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup in Germany. Yes, the senior team will be going to that in Germany this September. So while the silver medal may be disappointing, Nigeria leads the tournament with 2027 World Cup qualification already secured. I'll take that again. Nigeria would be leaving this tournament with the 2027 World Cup qualification already settled. Well, congratulations to the Nigerian Junior D Tigers. Congratulations to, of course, Cameroon on winning the 2026 Wafcon. But that's all the updates we take on Sportscope today. Thank you to our guests, Justina Anifiok, for joining us on the show, and thank you for staying with us. It's been a pleasure bringing you the latest updates in sports. I am Amarachi Odinaka for Alive News. Have a wonderful day.
The institutions that matter in the future will not simply distribute content. They will build trust. They will build communities. They will build influence. ANN was created for this moment.